How many of you, is this your first time to the Lake Branch? Oh, excellent. Thanks for visiting. My name's Cailey Hutchins. I'm the branch manager here. How many of you have attended my No More Cable talk? I think at least one person has. Okay, all right. So I was going to say, this is sort of an extension of that. But a few things I did want to mention that kind of go with that. The reason I gave you this little blue sheet is I have taught a class talking about cutting the cable for about 4 years now. I've done it a few times every year. And one of the things I get asked a lot is what some of these terms mean. And just to make sure everyone understands them, I printed that part out here. And also, we are talking about the free streaming from the library today, but I did want to share with you that there are some other free streaming options for you. So if you are looking for things to watch at home and, you know, outside the library does not have it, there are a number of free options as well. So I did include those for you, but we're not going to go over those in detail today. So the one thing I am going to say is when I'm talking about streaming, what that means is having a constant internet connection in order to view video. Downloading is a different thing. Downloading means that you have an internet connection at least that once in order to store the video file onto something, and then it is accessible without internet connection. So a lot of times you might hear people say it's usable in airplane mode. So when you on your smartphone or a tablet, airplane mode shuts off all the Wi-Fi connection, even the cell tower connection for you. And if something is downloaded to your device, you don't need those things in order for you to view it. So some of the things from the library do have that option for you to download so that you can view them without an internet connection. And then I'll point out which ones don't as well. So, all right. So you have a copy of my slides here today, because I figured that was the best handout to give you. But I do have copies of our directions for all of the different library services that we're going to talk about today. I will put them out when we're nearing the end here, just because sometimes you grab all of them and you really are only interested in one of them. And this way you have a precursor for it. And you already might be familiar with some of these apps. But the disclaimer that I have for you today is that we are talking about your Mentor Public Library card. So if you do not have a Mentor Public Library card, all hope is not lost, trust me. A number of our CleveNet partners have similar or the same services, but if you do want to check that with the staff, they'd be happy to look at your card to see where your home library is, because that is the determination. And if you did want to change to a Mentor card, you are able to do that. All it does is really change it on the back end to give you those permissions. But if you are curious what your library has, if you are a Willoughby Eastlake patron or Morley patron, I did look that up for us today, so if you have that question. So we're going to jump right in here and we're going to talk about Hoopla. How many of you have heard of Hoopla? Okay, that is more than I thought, which is great. So Hoopla is one of my favorite apps that our library offers. It's an awesome service that has a huge variety of materials. And it's not just streaming video, it also has ebooks and e-audiobooks. There's movies, there is entire albums of music. You can get the latest of all of the different artists that are out. But with Hoopla, we give you at Mentor 20 instant checkouts monthly. And the instant checkouts mean that there's no wait, and you and me and everyone in this classroom can check out the exact same item at the same time, and we don't have to worry about being put on hold for it. So those are usually going to be slightly older things, I will say. The hottest book is not going to be on that instant checkout, but it will be as a flex checkout. These are more like your traditional library checkouts where you may have to go on a holds list for something that's very popular. Now, all that is to say, this part is not as relevant when we're talking about the movies and shows. With Hoopla, the movies and shows are all under their instant checkout options. So the flex comes in when you're looking at the books and the ebooks primarily. But those are going to be more popular things. So like when Where the Crawdads Sing was at the top of all the lists, that one was going to be a flex borrow, not an instant borrow. But Hoopla also has binge passes. This is a newer service they started offering where you get 7-day access to content libraries, which I'll show you what that means, from a third party. The one thing that is a caveat with that is that it only works for the online streaming or your Android or Apple product, it won't be compatible with your smart TV. But there are ways around it. I have found that. So Hoopla itself it does have an app for your Android smartphone or your Apple smartphone. It also has apps available for Roku and Amazon Fire Stick, and there are some other services as well. And this allows you to view the libraries on your TV if you're looking for a movie to watch, or you can always pick out things on the computer and then go to the TV to watch them later. So some things to note for Hoopla television that they have on there. The content for all of Hoopla does rotate, and once we get through the slideshow, I'm going to give you a peek of what these apps look like in process. And because it is the first of the month, the checkouts for most of the services start over brand new at the beginning of the month. And there was a movie that I checked out on Monday that is no longer available on Hoopla because it's a new month and they have taken it off of there. But some options on Hoopla, they have a large library of BBC selections and Acorn TV. So if you're a fan of those shows, they have a lot on there for you. There are a lot of children's shows as well. The Magic School Bus is a favorite. And the shows can be checked out by episode. So remember, you have those 20 checkouts. Those are monthly. So when it comes to TV shows with Hoopla, it's usually my second choice because it uses up as many of your checkouts for each episode that you watch. But there are things on Hoopla that are not on other services. So you can start watching them and you have 3 days to watch it after you check it out. So it gives you to the minute, basically. So it's that checkout period, the 72-hour checkouts there. And these can be downloaded for viewing off of the internet. So that airplane mode that I was telling you about, you're going on a trip, you're going to be on the plane or train or even in a car for an extended period of time, and you want to make sure you have some good content to watch, you can download these directly to your phone, tablet. They won't allow you to download to a computer directly, just if it's a tablet it will, but not like an iPad or a Samsung tablet. Yes?
So could it be downloaded to a memory stick?
No.
It has to be an iPhone or a tablet.
It has to be, you have to have the actual app, and it downloads to the app itself. You don't get free access to the file for you to move it around like you would with a memory stick. But yes, Hoopla is its own app that you would download. It's completely free from the App Store or the Play Store, whatever you have.
It's like the smart TV with different apps.
Yes.
You have to do it through
Exactly.
with a card.
Well, you just have to have a card in order to get access to it. You would create an account. Usually you create the account on a computer before you put it on your TV or even your phone. If you can create the account on your phone. It's just a big pain to try to do it on a television, so I wouldn't recommend starting out with it on a TV. I can't imagine having to hit the buttons for the remote a million times. Yes?
How much memory does one of these things take up on your phone?
So it does take up memory, but not as much as if you were downloading the file on its own, because it's contained within the app. The app itself sort of zips those items. So when you're talking about files on a computer, a zipped file makes it smaller. So because it's contained within the app, it doesn't take up as much memory as if you were buying and downloading a movie on your own. So I have like zero memory on my phone right now. I'm about to upgrade because my phone is like 7 years old, which is very old in phone terms. And I have Hoopla and I have not had an issue, and I have a tendency to download a lot of audiobooks at once when I can't make up my mind. And it zips them pretty small for you. All right, so movies and documentaries. Again, the content is going to rotate on here, but there are some special collections, a lot of documentaries. There are a number of Hallmark and Lifetime movies if you are interested in those. There's a lot of classic films on these too. I have enjoyed finding the Audrey Hepburn, Cary Grant stuff. The loan periods for these as well are going to be that 3-day checkout period, and it does remember your space. So if you start watching a movie and you realize you got to leave, you have an appointment, you can turn it off, come back, and you can go right back to where you left off. You also can watch it 12 times in 3 days if you really love it, and it still is that one checkout period for you. So the binge pass is available when you are using a tablet or a smartphone. or your computer directly. The binge passes that they currently have available, there's the Hallmark Movies Now. There's Curiosity, which has a number of the PBS items on there. There's a lot of kids things on there too, but what happens with those is that you go through the Hoopla app and you check out a binge pass. And I'll show you exactly what that looks like because I checked out some to show you today. And it counts as just one checkout for you, but you have unlimited access to that app for 7 days. Now, it won't allow you to, get the Hallmark Movies Now app on your TV and try to log in. It won't let you do it. You have to go through the Hoopla app on a tablet, smartphone, or computer. However, if you have an option to duplicate your screen for your smart TV, so Chromecast has an option where you can cast it or you could double your screen. If you have Apple TV, you can usually double if you have an Apple device that connects to it. So there's ways for you to do it, or you can just check it out and get them on your phone directly if that works best for you. So other things on Hoopla, there are ebooks, comic books, there's e-audiobooks. Ebooks and e-audiobooks do go out for 3 weeks at a time. E-audiobooks you can actually play through your TV. So if you're someone who likes to listen to an audiobook while cleaning or cooking, you can set it right up on your TV too. Music loans, they do have music CDs that go out for 7 days, and those can also go through your TV as well. Yes?
What's the difference between an e-book and an e-audiobook?
One is talking to you and one is you're reading it on the screen. So an audiobook has a narrator, an actor, voice actor, who is reading the book to you in like a dramatic fashion, I will say. They're more performing the book for you versus having the ebook and it's the words on the screen as if you were holding a physical book.
So e-book is the digital of a hard copy.
Yes. Yes, ebook is the digital and then e-audio is different than we have like the CD books where, there's 12 CDs for the book. This is all just one file that you can then download. So all of the content above here that I'm talking about, the books and these extras, are available for offline access. You can download them and get to them without having a constant internet connection. The content does vary slightly between your Flex and Instant borrows. The screenshot I have here, you see these little icons above the book. So it says waitlist on one of them, available, on hold. So those show you if they are going to be those Flex or the Instant borrows. I have since gotten that book and read it. Remarkably Bright Creatures. I really enjoyed it. So Kanopy, this is another app that the library provides, and that's exactly what the app looks like when you have the little icon on your screen. So Kanopy is another streaming service that focuses on video content. They have movies, documentaries, a lot of international cinema, television. There's, again, BBC collections and great courses. There are also some great courses on Hoopla, which we were talking about earlier, and those can be downloaded. Kanopy operates on a ticket system. So you get 30 tickets a month, and most movies are 2 tickets. Shows tend to be 2 to 6 tickets, depending on how long they are, it seems. Kids shows and movies are always free. They don't count towards your tickets. And there's a lot of like Sesame Street and PBS content on Kanopy. They are compatible again with Android, Apple, Roku, Fire, and some other options there. It's again an app you can put onto your tablet, your smartphone, your smart TV, your Roku. It's free. Kanopy has a season that you can check out at a time, and that only counts once. You don't have to check out each episode individually. But the ticket usage is going to be a little higher. Some of them are 3, some of them are 6. Depends on how long it is. And then the loan periods do vary. If you're checking out TV shows, you get a longer loan period, as long as 7 days. Most of the movies are 48-hour loan. The Kanopy Kids, again, don't count towards your monthly tickets, but there is a number of the PBS, BBC, and A&E content on there, which you can kind of see here, and there's a History Channel. These ones do not let you download, though. This is a streaming-only option. I will say their TV app that you can look through on your TV is very easy to use. It looks so much like any other streaming service that you're going to use, so it's very seamless, not a lot of learning curve when it comes to that one. And I'm going to show you details of these. I'm going to blow through slideshow and I'll show you what they all look like. So Libby, has anyone used Libby for ebooks? Okay, so Libby is primarily ebooks, as you might have seen, ebooks and the e-audio. There's also magazines, but Libby also offers some extras that are embedded within the app. They are 7-day passes, like those binge passes, to Cailey, IndieFlix, or Great Courses. Now, Kanopy is also through this, so if you do have a library card with a system that is not Mentor, or a system that does not have Kanopy, you still can get to Kanopy through the Libby app. I just don't think you could use it on the TV. It would only be on your device. So this is accessible. These Libby extras are accessible only through your phone or tablet. So they are some really great options, but if you're not someone who uses your phone or tablet for viewing, it may not be for you. That happens. But there are full access to all the movies, documentaries, and shows that come with these. So you access it through the phone or tablet, and then you kind of have like a link that takes you right to that borrower. IndieFlix and Cailey will allow you to create an account that you can then use on your TV or computer, but not Great Courses. So this is kind of what that looks like. So if you're scrolling through on Libby, you'll see this little block pop up that says extras, and it lists those 4 different services there. And then when you go to check it out, you'll check it out, it'll just be that one checkout. So if you're someone who checks out a lot of ebooks at a time, monitor your ebook. I think you get 25 on Libby at a time, so that's a lot of books to have out at once. But then you'll get that 7-day pass, and it'll take you into searching and checking out the different things. And you'll just see that it'll show up on your checkout shelf the same way anything else does in Libby. Cailey Concerts is pretty cool if you are a music buff. They have concert videos, they have documentaries, interviews with performers. They have some concerts that you can break down by specific song performances. After you check it out in Libby, you can create an account and log in to stream it on your TV, but it's only going to let you have access for that 1 week during that checkout period. IndieFlix is based on independent films. That's where the name comes from. So they have independent films, they're short films, a lot of international cinema, as well as stand-up comedy, and again, those classics. After you check out in Libby, you would create an account, and then you can log in to the streaming direct on your TV. These ones are compatible with Android, Apple, Internet streaming, Roku, and Fire as well. Great Courses. So if you're not familiar with the Great Courses, these are going to be lectures that are taught by professors on a specific topic, and there is a huge range of topics on the Great Courses site directly. There's usually a downloadable ebook that accompanies the videos, so you can follow along, or sometimes there's worksheets or additional information in there. And these work for your phone and tablet or through the Libby app. And then, well, let's see if there's anything else I want to say on that. I'll show you what that looks like too, because I think I have that one checked out. And then some extras that you may not have thought about, but are not necessarily entertainment viewing. These are going to be some education ones that you can access through the library. These are videos that are more education based. LinkedIn Learning has practical education videos on a lot of topics, like you can do language learning, you can do learning the guitar, there's Excel, there's videos to kind of walk you through these. Niche Academy can help you learn more about the library's services and databases, as well as some popular social media. So those are just a couple I wanted to mention there. All right, so before I get to the questions thing, because I know there are questions, I want to show you what a couple of these things look like, and I kind of prepped for this. So this is my Hoopla. This is what Hoopla looks like when you're checked in. So Hoopla is, like I said, for ebooks. It's also for the audiobooks, comics, music, and movies and TV shows, as well as the binge passes. So when I log in on Hoopla, this is the website version, because I'll show you quickly what it looks like on the app itself. You can see that these things are going to be sort of recommended for me based off of other things that I might have looked at. But there's recent favorites, there are the binge passes, some trending topics. You can also search specifically by movies and see what's on here. Usually up at the top will be some sort of ads for new things. So you'll see Everything Everywhere All at Once is one that they're promoting at the moment. There's Movies of the Month. They'll have like special collections put together around certain times a year, so Valentine's it looks like. And these, when you go to look at it, sometimes they have a trailer, that one doesn't, but it'll give you the details of what this is about. And you can borrow from there. And you'll see all of these have that little lightning bolt above them because the instant checkouts movies are always an instant checkout on Hoopla. You can also see under My Hoopla what you currently have borrowed or on hold. Apparently I have that on hold. I think I did that so that I could show you guys what it looks like when you have something on hold. But when you have something currently borrowed, you will find it here where it'll show you the due date. So I checked out a couple of the binge passes a couple days ago to show you guys what they look like, and you'll see that it's saying I only have 4 days left with them. I checked out a movie today. It says my due date is in 3 days, and I could start watching the movie here. I don't know if this is going to be real loud, so if I start watching it. Let me see if I can just jump ahead. I probably have too much going on, but that's what the screen looks like. So then binge passes. So I checked out the Hallmark Movies Now binge pass. So what that looks like when I go there is that it actually opens up a new tab in my screen to take me to see all of the offerings on the Hallmark options. And it does allow you to search, and you'll see here I started to watch something the other day. It saved my place here because I'm still within that access checkout period. So if I leave the binge pass, like, you know, when my thing expires, I might not be able to. But you can search. You can also view series. So it gives you access to the entirety as if you were paying for it, but you get that 7-day access. And then let me show you, this is the Curiosity Stream one, which is great if you are a fan of the PBS documentaries. There are some really awesome ones on here. And again, this will allow you to view more details about them and start viewing those. I don't know if that's going to be loud. I started to watch one on the Wild West before.
Is that under Hoopla?
Yes. So that's one of the binge passes you can get on Hoopla. So the binge passes, I'm going to show you under the browse here real quick. So these are the current options for binge passes. They do change slightly, but Curiosity Stream and Hallmark Movies Now have been on there consistently. There's also some book binge passes and the Puzzle Palace binge pass, which I have not yet tried yet, but it says you can easily play a variety of brain-bending Sudoku, crossword, and word games. I might have to try that one. But so that's what Hoopla has. You can also search specifics if you wanted to search for a specific book that you know is on here. Under the television, you'll see they have some things, they'll have categories as well, showing you, you know, there's recommended things new to Hoopla. Apparently it's anime month, most borrowed of 2023. AMC on Hoopla, there's a lot of AMC content. So a good variety of things. And again, these get checked out for 3 days and they can be downloaded to your device so you can access them without an internet connection. So if you don't have internet at home, you could stop at the library, load up on some stuff, and take it home with you basically. And yes?
How long can you have an ebook?
So the ebooks are usually 3 weeks. Yeah. All right, so Kanopy is the other one from the library here, and this is that ticketing system that I was telling you about. So it starts over at the beginning of each month, and you'll see up in the top right corner, I'm logged in as me, but it'll tell me I have 28 tickets left because I've only borrowed one movie so far. And it's this one here that I got, Flyboys, that I have access for another 70 hours, it says. and you can see that it's got that little line showing me that I started watching this. You can, in both Kanopy and Hoopla, make lists of things you want to watch, which I love because sometimes I'm on there looking for one thing, but I see some other stuff that I'm still interested in that you can then mark for later, so it'll stay there in your account. And Kanopy and Hoopla will both have you sign up with an email address and a password and your library card. What else in Kanopy? I'll show you here. So again, they'll have those themes for you. So real romance in February. You can also browse by topic. There's going to be newly added items. There is, let me get to the great courses because I know we're interested in that. There we go. New from great courses, for instance. So these are going to be great courses on here. So let's see, so cooking basics, for instance. It'll show you when you go to see this, it's going to be a variety of tickets for how long something is. So this one is 5 tickets. And it gives you 24 episodes. And you can check that out. It'll go out for 21 days. So the great courses tend to give you a little bit longer leeway than some of the other items do. So I know I was looking at, let's see, art. This one, same, yeah, 21 days, 5 tickets. And then there is going to be something here that says, like, this title contains supplementary material. That's going to be if there are, there's going to be like a book or a workbook or something to go with the great courses.
How current is the great course catalog or whatever?
In Kanopy, I think that the content still rotates slightly, but they have a good variety here. If you go through Libby, it's going to be what is currently if you were subscribing to the great courses.
But they're like, would be compatible with, we get great course catalog through the mail, which we can buy.
Yes.
Stuff like that.
They should be, and you could actually look those up.
We could do this instead of having to buy a CD or whatever.
Correct, you could. And I know the library does have some copies of the great courses at the main branch that are the book with the DVDs in there. But there's no way we would have physically as much variety as you can get on Kanopy for
This is Libby and Kanopy. It overlaps.
Yes. So Kanopy has the great courses available for you for streaming access. Libby also has access to the great courses, the entire catalog. Kanopy is slightly limited, but not that much. It seems to have a lot. It just depends. If you're looking for a really niche thing, it might only be available through that Libby Extra. All right, and the other one I'm going to show you on the computer here real quick is our LinkedIn Learning. So this one has videos that are more education-based, but there's a lot of fun education-based, I should say. So I'm going to show you browsing on topics here. There's business topics. Let's get to the fun stuff here. And I do search guitar. So guitar lessons available on here. And it tells you how long something is as well. And sometimes there's multiple videos associated with one thing. So this says it's a course, and it's a 6-hour course to learn music notation. And with LinkedIn Learning, most of these videos do have a certificate of completion at the end. So if you are using it to add to your resume, say you take an Excel class in here, you would have that proof showing that you had gone through this class. All right.
I have a question.
Yes.
Can you just go to LinkedIn at the library and do the e-learning, or you have to stream it like this?
So you would start out on our library's website. That's a great question, because I should point that out. So this is our library's website, mentorpl.org. And if you scroll down a little bit, you'll see there's a breakdown here of movies and TV if you want to go through there, or the apps themselves are all listed under our digital resources. So to create accounts with these, I would recommend starting in this way. If you are getting the app for Libby, Kanopy, Hoopla, you can do it all directly from your phone, and they'll have search features to help walk you through adding yourself to the library. But if you are going on the computer, you might be able to you'll get right to where you need to be faster through our library's website.